Shall we play a little game here that we like to play on Craftversations?
Yes.
Great. It's called Hanky Panky, Marry, or Kindly Push Aside. Over...
I got the explanation before. That is absolutely
Now people
adorable.
go, what?
Kindly push aside.
That's a recent change. That's a recent change. It used to be kill, yeah, but then we decided we liked Kindly Push Aside better.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I want to do spy people, I guess. That seems the most appropriate.
Oh, man.
I did that with Joey, but I don't know any spy people. Clearly,
I
did my
like
research.
Figures, like cinematic figures, historical figures, people we know.
Oh, I was thinking like Bond girls.
Okay.
But we don't have to do that.
No, we can.
I don't know a lot of Bond girls.
I don't know Bond girls very well either.
Valerie Flame.
Yeah, real spies.
I think I know Mission Impossible.
Yeah?
Better.
Okay.
Could we do Mission Impossible girls?
Yeah, who are they? Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah. Michelle Monaghan.
Okay.
The French girl in the first one.
And the French girl in the first one.
I'm IMDbing this right now.
Okay.
I'm like, I gotta know. I would definitely say marry Michelle Monaghan.
Okay, great.
I've been in love with her for a long time.
Uh-oh.
I love her
Kim.
so much. I mean, Rebecca Ferguson. I mean, you know.
She's hot.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
What?
this girl's name, but I remember her from the first one. I would have to say anybody who's not those two, I would probably push away nicely. Only because I don't remember them.
That's fair.
But I
That's fair.
vividly remember Michelle Monaghan in those films.
Sure.
I love her in the movies.
And
I think you really believe that Tom Cruise actually really loves her and she really loves him, but they don't end up together. And then I just loved Rebecca Ferguson in that last movie.
I did too. She was so badass. I was just like...
She just...
Amazing. She was incredible.
If you ever want to listen... Do you ever listen to Q&A with Jeff Goldsmith?
No.
If you're looking for great podcasts, it's a great one.
That's
and
fun.
he does a sit-down with McQuarrie, who directed that one, and Tom Cruise. And they were talking about how they found her.
Oh, yeah?
And they said they had gone through hundreds and hundreds of tapes. And they had a few pics of girls, and they just never felt that it was right. And I guess Tom Cruise is, obsessive about casting. But he texted him late one night, apparently, and said, I don't feel like we found her. Let's go through another set of tapes. And so they put out another kind of breakdown, and they said they spent, all day, and she was one of the last people, and it was a tape they just got sent. It wasn't even
Really? So there is hope for
She hadn't worked that
tapes.
much either. And they said they just watched her tape, and they just were
They were like, this is it.
That's the person.
That's amazing. She's so
And
good.
I thought that was so cool. A lot of
awesome.
times you feel like, because we as actors do a lot of tapes where you
feel
go,
like that will never be anything.
you press send and you go,
You
I
think
don't.
nobody even watches
where did
it.
that go?
Yeah.
And that was just cool to hear. And she's
That's
really,
awesome.
really outstanding in that movie.
She really is. That's so
And they really, I thought, walked the line of she's still sexy, but in a way that
But
doesn't
totally
feel
empowered.
it doesn't feel like she's there to be his prize at the end of the movie, because she's not. So what's your hanky panky?
You gotta give me guys.
Oh,
You can choose for me.
Tom Cruise, Daniel Craig, and Sean Connery.
Oh, an interesting addition. Oh no.
Going old school.
Can I?
I would hanky panky with Daniel Craig.
Yeah, can I hanky panky and marry Daniel Craig and just have coffee with Tom Cruise and Connery?
You gotta
Sean
push one
Connery's
aside politely.
kind of old. I mean, Tom Cruise is a little bit of a... I'm a little scared of him, not gonna lie.
I would love to, if I could sit down and just talk movies with Tom Cruise.
You would do that?
Apparently, that guy loves movies more than anybody.
That's cool.
He just is obsessed with movies.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's cool when actors who have been doing it for ever
I think...
still care.
Sure, that's true.
I just love the fact that he's been doing this forever, and you can tell that he still is putting everything into it.
I agree. Let's answer some questions from our wonderful people. Was there anything you wish you could have done in Spies Are Forever, but was too impractical or too expensive?
One that's actually legitimate was, I always wished I could have been in a dope tux.
A dope tux.
At the end, a full tux, but there wasn't a budget for that.
I would not have minded a floor-length sparkling gown.
Yeah, something like that.
I would have been okay with that.
Let's just say if the show is to ever get to be done again with more money, I always thought the opening sequence, being able to rappel down into into Mission Impossible style,
Yes. Very much,
even
yes.
play with the audience, have things that happen overhead or like just play with theatricality.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, one of the things that makes the show so funny, I think, is
that
not losing the like toyish quality of it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Because I always thought
it would just change the show. It
Right.
would just be a different show.
I always thought if we could do the thing as a movie, like that chase sequence, for example, I think it would be awesome to do it as a movie, but then like do it clearly on that old school like green screen style. You know what I mean? Like where you can clearly tell we're not actually driving.
That would be so
but it's
good.
like projected imagery. I
Yeah.
think that would be an elevation of like style,
Yeah.
but still keep the like
Right, the same
the silliness
tone.
of it.
That's awesome.
How
I would
about you?
love to do it if it were a movie. Yeah, same. I don't know. If we had more money, it would be cool to have more money.
It'd be cool to have more money.
You and I would talk about like how the show would look different. Like you could do the show with a much bigger cast, and like
I think it'd be cool to do the show where I had this luxury that you guys didn't have, which was I got to be myself the whole time.
I mean,
and I think
pretty much was. I was one other character for 2 seconds, but
right. I do think it'd be cool to have like where you have ensemble people, and I'm not saying like ensemble. I'm just saying like having people play their designated roles and not have to feel like, oh my god, this is the scene where you
totally
frantically become the casino person and then you go back.
Although that is part of the fun of it.
I
know Sean, for one, loves Joey's casino man the most.
He is pretty brilliant.
Just bounced.
True confession, I legitimately thought that you were Tatiana in the opening number until you told me the final weekend. I thought you were.
I think people think that because it says Tatiana in the program, but that is a different person. That is not Tatiana.
You literally were like, nope. And I was like, wait, that's not her?
Yeah, she doesn't have an accent.
I was like, well, who is that?
It's just Mystery Woman. It's just a girl. It's just the Bond girl. It's not a person. It is a person. She has no name. She is the typical Bond girl who's just there to sing a cool song and be eye candy. But then I get to be Tatiana, who has a name. Has a name and a tragic past.
I do hope we get the chance to like reincarnate it with just a bigger budget, but like
I hope so too.
I do think it has a life somewhere. I don't know how.
So too.
I don't know where.
I don't know when. I don't know how. What was your favorite song to sing in the show? Do you have one?
My favorite song was One More Shot.
Yeah, you like that.
That was like also just from a vocal perspective. It was kind of like, will we make it through?
Yeah.
Will my voice give out? And by that point, if I had made it to that, it was just fun.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is kind of like, not belting, but like kind of pushing rock sound.
Yeah.
Which I knew I could always get out.
I just was impressed because you guys had one step ahead at the very end of the show. Because like we would doing this, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. Not really. We had one more shot, but like that wasn't as much of a solo for me.
Doing this was actually one of the things that made me most nervous.
Really?
Because One Step Ahead is so like supported and just like I could always find that. But doing this is so light and soft, and I'd always be worried if I sang too hard the rest of the show that those higher like
interesting
weird, like that stuff I'd be so worried that it wouldn't be there because it was so delicate. And so after doing this I'd be like, cool, One More Shot is just like so like doing this felt like the most delicate song.
Then you and I like both had the same point of like, okay, great, we did.
Yeah, we do it, and we'd always be like, yay! We can move on.
Like we always high-fived after the backstage.
I love that scene though. I really love that scene because that to me is the moment.
It's the best.
Where it's the first time things get real in the show.
Yeah, my friend actually, not that the rest of the show wasn't great. She was like, that's when I really like felt like the show came together in a weird way. Oh, speaking of, that's her.
Hi. You're on Craftversations.
Hey.
Come in. Interrupt.
I love that scene because I get to do this like super dramatic song. Like this, like a very sad song.
And it's funny too because like after that I go into this whole like introspective.
That's true, and you get to
I'll
be
never
sad
be
too.
myself, and then like
and
all of a sudden
2
we're
seconds
like.
later, we have the silliest. Like,
Did you ever feel? I always felt frustrated. That beat where you touch my hand. And then I look, and then you look. Everyone always started laughing. And I always felt like the first line would never get out.
Yes, I agree.
And like I wish we could have held a little bit longer, but we couldn't.
We couldn't because the music started.
Yeah.
So we had to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always felt like it was like, my hand, like because everybody was laughing. So.
I felt like nobody ever heard my first line in that song, but it's very clear what's happening. I'd love to hear you guys talk about the process of bringing passion projects to life.
Lots of stress.
You get bored and you're like, okay, what can I do to not be sad about my life?
That's so true.
And then you get
this
really
was
stressed
born out
trying to
of
make
depression.
that happen. A little bit.
I remember I was doing a sketch show with Joe Moses, and it was an epiphany, like thunderclap moment of like clarity. I wanted so bad to be making stuff, and I guess my legitimately thought you could only do it if people hired you. I guess I don't know why I thought that, but
I used to
that's
think
how I was raised and trained.
I used to think it was like bad if actors created their own
right
things.
like it's like oh you're making...
they didn't have enough to do, so they made their own thing. Like, what?
Yeah, I'd heard that.
So mad at myself
been
that I had that opinion.
that had been like washed over me too, of like, oh, if you're doing like a web series, it's like that looks bad, because I know, and I won't say who, but I know actors that I have approached for projects, and then they've been like, ooh, talk to my manager, and I'm like, that's cool, and I talk to the manager, and the manager's legitimately like,
no.
They don't do web series, like we don't want that image, and I'm like,
okay, I did a web series that changed my career more than anything else I've ever done.
Right. And it's like, okay, well, your client's not working on anything, so... Anyway, whatever. That's fine. We're doing this show at the El Rey, which is a big theater. It packed out, and we did like 2 hours at Whimsic Alley of signing autographs and doing pictures, and I remember going like... I asked Joe, I said, so who's doing this?
Right.
I know you're the star, but like who's fueling this operation? And Joe was like, me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you? But how? And he was like, I don't know, I called the facility and I rented it and called the act. And I was like, you can do that? Yeah. Like, it really changed fundamentally, like, oh, this is something you can do. And then my friends had just asked me to do a web series, which was Buffering. Mm-hmm. And I legitimately had maybe given it 2 seconds of thought, like, yeah, maybe, because, I don't know, I'm, got to be available for my TV, whatever. And I was like, yeah, we have to go make that. And so the process, I think, starts very simply. You just do it. Yep. And you don't know what you're doing, and you just do it.
You have to do it. You can't just, like, sit around waiting for stuff to happen to you. Because guess what? It won't.
It won't. And the first few things you make are probably going to suck.
Yeah, and you have to be okay with that.
You have to get through, like, the bad to, like, discover what you do. Or just how to do it, you know?
You have to learn.
I've been working on this project that a lot of people may know, that a lot of people backed it. It's called POV. It's, like, this horror thriller thing. And we just threw out 67 pages of a script. Not the concept, but just, like, we had done so much, and we were so frustrated that we just threw it all away, and then when we did that, all of a sudden we found what we were looking for. Mm-hmm. So it's like, sometimes you gotta just make the thing and then go, that's not good. Okay. Mm-hmm. I learned that it wasn't good, now I gotta try it again.
Yeah, it's not easy. Nothing is easy.
Is Pool Party for you, like, the first really, I mean, is it the first kind of that comprehensive of a project that you've been sort of in the middle producing and creating and being in?
Yes. And it's terrifying. But we have had so many awesome people come on board, which has really helped. And also, because I produced a short film last year, Spore, for my own channel, which was awesome, and I'm very proud of it, but I did not enjoy the process of it. Mm-hmm. It was insanely stressful for me. And I found that with Shipwrecked stuff, with Pool Party at least, it's not as bad because it's not all about me. Which is weird. It's like, because it's for something like bigger than just me, it, like, I don't know. I've had a very different experience. I mean, yeah, I've still been very stressed, but I just haven't hated it as much as I did with Spore.
I've learned that, only in the last year, my day job at the studio, like, one of the things we do is, in the summer, we have a bunch of kids who do camp, and we make short films. Mm-hmm. And I've sort of been given the keys to, like, that's you do that. My budget's $100.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like 100 to 200. So it's like bare bones, and I remember like kind of panicking and then doing it and going, oh, you just do it. Yeah. And then like if you double down on story and character, which are the things that we can excel at this point. Right. We don't have maybe a big budget. We don't have millions of dollars to blow, but we can double down on character and story and really telling a story that fans will really connect with. Mm-hmm. And I realized, like, oh, you just do it enough, and then you figure out what not to do.
And it's so helpful. It's just good to learn those things. It's like very good to learn.
And like you said,
how these things happen.
I discovered a new thing about when you don't make, like, for so many years it's always about myself.
Right.
And all of a sudden, when you have a bigger picture in mind and your greater goal is seeing other artists also shine, it really takes the pressure off of you and makes it more of passion as opposed to like a burden, I think.
It's so true. It's so interesting how that happens. I completely agree. I used to think that like only lame people made their own stuff, and now I'm like, I'm so much happier in general, just like at least having something that I'm in control of, because this job is so nebulous and
even arbitrary. I would even, like you said, like I used to think the same thing about only unsuccessful people, and then I realized, wait a minute, no. All the people I want to work for make their own stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all the stupid ones that are like trying to work for them instead of making your own thing. And then I think also, not stupid, but if that's your only thing, you end up very dissatisfied. And I think when you start making your own stuff, you start going into other people's projects. Not to say you don't care, but you don't go in there like desperate, because you're like, I remember I booked a job like in last fall, and I remember walking in and I was so busy producing and writing my own thing that I legitimately like walked in and was like, here, and all I could think about was I had a meeting I had to get to, and I booked it, and I thought, interesting. I didn't really want it because I thought, if you cast me, cool. Right. But that's actually kind of a hassle because I have these things I'm trying to do, as opposed to walking in being like, please give me this job. I need this. Yep. It's true. So I think a huge difference. Making your own projects makes you just more of an asset to other people too. I think so. More interesting too. And I've really been struck lately the idea of like experiencing life outside of being an actor. It's important. Because if you want to be an artist, but all you do is spend your life trying to be an actor, then what do you have to say? Yeah. Well, and it's also like a very narrow experience. Yeah, like but like as an actor, we need to have a lot of like worldly experience. If you haven't experienced life outside of being an actor, then what do you? Yeah. How do you? What do you have to draw on? Yeah. What do you like? Unless you're playing a sad actor. Which is why there's so many shows with actors in LA, which kind of gets old. Favorite character in Spies Are Forever besides your own? I would have to say, just for the sheer ridiculousness of it, Dr. Baron von Nazi. I think I have the same answer. And I know he's a Nazi, so I'm not sympathizing in any capacity, but I just loved, he was a great villain because you always understood that he was petulant and selfish, and so you could sort of attribute villainy to him without like, we all know what Nazism means and what that represents, so we didn't have to like do a whole thing about, I killed people. Right. Brian said they had a few people who said they were like uncomfortable with it, but I thought that's strange because at the end, Joe even says, he goes, he was a puppet, he was nothing. Yeah. So I'm like, it's not like we propped him up as like, you should sympathize. Like, no, clearly he's the idiot. He talks to a puppet. Yeah. He has glitter in his pocket. It's confetti. We call it glitter, but it's actually confetti. So, I don't know. I loved his character. I agree. I think Brian did such a good job with him. I was very impressed with how, like, silly he was able to make him, but also... But not feel like a caricature? But not feel like... Yeah, I don't know. But he was, like, still... He was, like, so stupid and ridiculous, but still, when he needed to be scary, he was, like, kind of scary. Right. We were, like, a little scared of him. Right. Because he's, like... Yeah. Unhinged. I loved him. And he, like, and also I got the luxury, you and I both, of watching that number every night. We don't do anything. Honestly, I just sit there and just like... Somebody asked me what my favorite scene to do was, and it's like 100% the safe house scene. But after that, it's kind of the Nazi scene. And again, like, we don't do anything. Yeah. But watching him and like being a part of the scene without interacting very much still gave me a lot to do. Also, it was just fun to try to not laugh. The last show, Tessa, oh gosh, I lost laid in my lap and just like pulsed her hips. I just lost it. And then I think Al came over and like twerked on you or something. Al tried to get me to break and I didn't. I just told him that I could kill him if I straight up broke. I did when Tessa first did it to you, but Al couldn't do it to me. Which Spies cast member would make the best spy in real life? I don't
think any of us are well suited to be spies.
Probably Lauren. Like, I feel like
Lauren would be good, yeah.
would just, like, she could just be ruthless if she needed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's, like,
Not
good at
ruthless.
getting stuff done.
Yeah, like, Lauren is
She's
like a...
Yeah.
Lauren is like a fiery...
Yeah. I agree.
She could, like, she walks in a room and you're like...
Yeah.
Lauren's here. I need to, like, step it up.
And she's good at, like, commanding the space.
Yeah.
But also she's small, so she could, like, crawl through
and I don't mean to say Lauren isn't...
areas.
Lauren is so sweet and so nice, but I've also...
Oh, yeah.
I only really knew Lauren from brief interaction at, like, a party or an event. Like, hey, good to see you. And then just how silly her characters are from Star Kid shows. So I was really taken with just Lauren's, like, weight as a person. She don't mess around. And I love that. So probably Lauren.
I agree.
Would be a cool spy. Nobody else.
Nobody else. I would be a horrible
If I was a spy, I'd literally be
like...
like... I'd be, like, starting to, like, spy. And then I'd be like... I'm a spy. I would just tell you.
I can't, like, lie or keep secrets or do anything athletic at all. So, probably not my calling.
That's not true. You scaled down those steps every night.
I was very scared to do it the first time.
Little, like...
Not heels, but
those boots had, like...
Yeah. I did
thing to them.
I did trip once. Or twice.
Wasn't there one show...
nightmares of just, like, falling off that ladder and dying.
Wasn't there one show during the elevator where you, like, were walking behind me? And you were like, I do put... an like...
I like almost fell over and I had to grab you, but I think people just thought it was part of my seduction, so.
That's funny.
Acting.
If you can turn clumsiness into seduction, I'm the most clumsy. If I'm honest,
are you?
I shouldn't say this because I want to work with you.
Oh.
But if you ever bring me on set or a stage, I'll break something. I will break something.
You didn't break anything during Spies, did you?
My shoes, I ripped my pants. My gun fell out.
That's not your fault.
I break a lot of things. And I have broken couches and tables on stage. I'm the clumsiest person I've ever known.
I've never thought of you as clumsy. You want to take off your letters and see what we got? Okay, so we're not 100% finished with this because when you get home you need to put them in the oven for 30 minutes. And that will seal the paint in and so that it won't come off in the dishwasher. If you have a dishwasher... I don't. Someday I will. It's the thing I dream of. And that's how you know you've become an adult, when you can't wait to have a dishwasher.
I just got a dishwasher.
I'm so jealous.
And I gotta say, it's great.
Oh, someday I'll have a dishwasher. So yeah, our lives are very glamorous. And
these are the things we dream about.
Yeah, dishwasher.
It's not that we really like, it's like I want to be on a TV show so I can have a dishwasher.
So I can have a dishwasher. Don't look, Anne.
Oh, yours is adorable. Mine sucks.
No, it doesn't. It's because these stickers were not. The next one I'm about to take off may not be good. These stickers were not the right choice of stickers. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Don't look, Sean. This one's for you. So, any upcoming things that you're looking forward to or excited about that we can say?
That one thing that we can't say.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll be able to say that. Spies will be out and the soundtrack will be out eventually at some point.
This did not work out as well as I hoped it would.
I think it looks great. I think.
The 7 is hard to identify. I think the K actually turned out better. I just need to, like, clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, you can clean it up. You can take a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol and it'll take it up.
I'm in the middle of, you guys got pool party.
Yeah,
which is happening soon, which is amazing. Which I literally cannot wait to keep updated with and see it.
It'll be fun. Joey's
I'm so proud of you guys. I remember when you launched that Kickstarter and you were like, I don't know, I'm worried, and then you guys just
thank you.
I hope you will take that, remember that when you're in the middle of production.
I'm always worried.
You're gonna crush it.
Thank you. I'm still worried. I'm like, oh no, what if people hate it? I'm constantly worried.
People are already invested.
I love it, and everyone that has read the script has, I kid you not, I'm not making this up. Everyone has been like, this script is wonderful.
That's
and
awesome.
Different and fun. So that I'm excited about.
That's awesome.
But I'm still scared.
If you're not scared, you're probably
That's true, right? You're supposed to scare yourself.
Yeah. The biggest thing I'm going is I'm writing, directing, and starring in a feature that's awesome. Horror. It's not, horror is a bad word. It's very much a conspiracy kind of thriller.
Like a thriller.
So
I like thrillers.
we are our target goal is to be done with it by Halloween.
Oh, nice. POV is what that one's called?
Yeah, and
Did you do a Kickstarter for that?
we did Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
Raised like $12,000.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a tough process because, you know, we do it and then it's like we wanted to have it done and then it just takes way longer than you think, and yeah, so
man, production ain't easy.
Yeah, and there's only 2 of us really. I mean, it is almost like doing it like vlogger style, but except it's a movie, so there's a narrative to it. So that's really, but I will say, like, I've been the most excited I've been about it, and really kind of we've gotten back on with the creative vision. So I'm gonna be spending my summer doing that, and then making short films.
That's awesome.
And then my big thing I'm trying to write some spec scripts because I'm trying to get representation as a writer. Yeah. So I've been doing some spec scripts as well as like some original like concepts of shows that I want to develop if I had money. One of them that I want you to be in.
I want to be in it.
So yeah, so you know, I'm just trying to like think long term. I'm trying to figure out how to use YouTube. You're so good at it.
I don't know about that.
You're really good at it.
Thank you.
And I don't know what the crap to do with it. So I'm trying to figure out how to take some of the stuff I've been doing with the shorts and like incorporate that into longer content online. And
again, it's also trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, I put up a bunch of different stuff, which is totally not what you're supposed to do, but like whatever. And I've changed it, and I've found what I like to do and what works. And
I think the hardest thing is trying to find something that you like to do that you can do consistently, instead of just doing something you think is going to get.
Like you have to.
Clicks
I mean,
or
that's
hits
part
or,
of it. Is like I kind of refuse to do that stuff because I'm just not interested. Like if I wanted to do a ton of challenge videos, I probably would grow more as a channel. But like, not anything against that. That's just not what I want to do. Yeah,
same. Like I tried vlogging and I just realized I can do it if I'm really excited about a particular topic.
Yeah.
But on a given week where I don't have anything to say, I'm like, I don't know. By this fall, after I get done with POV, is trying to do a short film once a month on my channel.
Oh, nice.
And then use it as a way to like collaborate with other people.
Right.
Like
that's awesome.
really collaborate.
Right. Totally. That's so awesome.
You like really like have people come in and like bring artistic ideas into the mix and stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to develop a lot of stuff, and
that's what you gotta do.
You know, not sit around idly and really take advantage of the time that we have to do things like that.
It's true, though.
You know.
And we're going to GeekyCon this summer.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love GeekyCon.
Me too.
It's such a weird. I can't explain it to people. They're like, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But
just great
it's just such a fun time, and I know I'm hosting again this year, so it's going to be nuts.
Are.
But it's going to be cool. So, yeah, that'll be cool. It's like always that thing we get to go back to.
Well, here are my mugs. One is for Anne, who's sitting over there because it's her birthday. One is for Sean, who is behind the camera because I love him. I like him. I'm pretty happy with him. How do yours look? Ooh.
I don't know, guys. I can't see the 7. That! You can't even see the 7.
Yes, you can.
I'm happy with this one, but I need to clean it up a little bit.
I like it too. Yeah, that sticker's hard to get off, but that looks so good.
But I can like use like
you can get it.
Yeah, so
making a quick adjustment to Anne.
This will be usable.
I think so. Well done, Curt. Yeah, you got to bake it for 30 minutes in the oven.
I had fun.
I think it looks great. Did you have fun?
These are so great.
No, they're not. They're okay. I like them though. I've been wanting to do this craft for so long. Thanks.
That one's cool.
I hope Anne likes it. She likes it.
It looks like a party on a mug.
Well, Anne's a party person, so there you go.
This one's great too.
Thanks. Well, I copied you, so thank you for that idea.
Well, no, you copied me and then did it way better.
I didn't. Thank you for being here. It was so fun to craft with you.
Yes, this is awesome.
Yeah, hope to see you soon.
I will, I'm sure.
How about at the Renaissance Fair later today?
Yes! Look at, she's dressed as a milkmaid. It's incredible. I am not wearing anything themed.
That's okay.
But maybe I'll talk in like a weird
voice
accent or something.
I like it. Be sure and follow Curt on all of his things so you can be up to date on everything he's doing. And until next time, craft your truth!
Yes!
Bye! I want to say a big thank you to Nikki Goad for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to sponsor a video, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/mkwiles.